Hello, I'm Chris McCoy from The Morning Show on Magic 98.3, and I'm here today at JFK Medical Center in Edison to introduce you to our latest Women in Business honoree. To my left is Pamela Christy. Pam is the director of Haven Hospice here at JFK. Hello, Pam.
Hi, good morning.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, we're here with members of your team today. Could you introduce them?
Yes, I will. Mina Desai is one of our home health aides at hospice. Reverend Jacqueline Rodaville is our chaplain. To my left is Joanne Pedalino, who is our nurse manager, and Shelley Cross, who's a registered nurse and also our intake coordinator.
Well, hello and good morning to all of you. And, Pam, let's get right into it here. You know, you have more than 20 years experience, I'm told, as an RN. So what led you to the area of hospice care?
I ended up having a job when I was in nursing school for a hospice as a nurse's aide. And I just fell in love with taking care of people in the community who were at the end of their life. I found that I was very good at it. And my first job at JFK Medical Center, once I graduated with my RN, was on a medical surgical unit. And within 9 months, I saw a big posting down in the cafeteria, hospice RN needed. And so I've been here since 1994 on this hospice team.
Now, a lot of people probably don't know what palliative care is. Could you explain that a bit?
Sure. I'm actually going to have Joanne Pedalino, our nurse manager, talk a little bit about hospice and palliative care today.
Hi. Palliative care is really for individuals that are not ready for end-of-life care, hospice care. There's a lot of symptoms that can be managed. There's no stipulation as a 6-month prognosis or less to be on palliative care as there's in hospice. And it just opens up the door for support for families and symptom management.
So you deal with not only the patient, but you are very involved with the next of kin. I should say their loved ones, their family.
Yes, we are. We do take care of the patients and their family as a unit. We always make sure that the patient's goal is met first and then the family. So it's really a wonderful team effort.
So there's a lot that goes into this, more than just caring for an individual person, right? I mean, you're basically, in a way, caring for the entire family, in a way.
Correct. We do follow the patient and the family. At the time of a patient's demise, we do actually follow the family in bereavement for 13 months after a patient has expired. And it works as a team, so we have chaplains, social worker, nurses, home health aides, volunteers. So we work as a team to make sure all of their issues are managed.
Pam, tell me about your role as director here at Haven Hospice.
My role as director of a hospice is large. First and foremost, to make sure that we have the best team possible hired to be able to go out into the community to provide end-of-life care. So there's a large oversight of the team, hiring and maintaining competencies on our chaplains, our nurses, our social workers. We have 100 volunteers in the community who go out and help our families. Maintaining our quality. Are we doing a good job? Haven Hospice has a 98% patient satisfaction rate, and we are very, very proud of that. Another role of being a director is compliance. We are Joint Commission and CMS accredited, and maintaining those gold stars of excellence is very important as the director. We're very pleased this last survey that the Joint Commission told us that we were one of the best hospices in the United States that they've surveyed in the last decade. So we couldn't have been more thrilled at the excellence in which Haven Hospice delivers. Even though hospice is a very sad topic and it's families' hardest time of their life, they have choice. There's many, many, many hospices in central New Jersey. We feel proud that Haven Hospice is one of the best, and that's what we try to maintain. We come into work every day ready to do this work. We have many people who will come and say, how can you be a hospice worker? How can you deal with death and grief daily? It is our pleasure, and we end up being able to be with patients and their families during one of the most hard and difficult parts of their life. But at the end of the day, when you're driving home from work, you know that you've done good work. You know that you've made a difference. And that's what has this entire team come every single day to the Haven Hospice Department and to all the patients' families, homes in the community.
Well, what a great perspective. I mean, you're talking about, how can you be a giver of hospice care? When someone who doesn't know would think that that would be such a depressing job, but the way you put that, I think, is just perfect. You leave here knowing that you've made a difference in someone and their families' lives, right?
Every single day. So when you're in the hospital and you do the intake and you go and meet a patient who has been given the hard and terrible news that the prognosis has, they're at the end of life. Once you're that nurse in the home and they've gotten home and their dog's there and their wife's in the kitchen making coffee and they're in their own bed and their grandkids are coming over, and I can be the nurse, my team can be the staff that go out to make sure the proper medications are in place, the proper counseling and emotional support is in place. We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I feel that we're a great safety net for all of our patients and families so that they can carry out their life at home. And it's really not about dying. It's about, can I have the very best possible day, me and my family, until someday I die.
So it's about quality of life.
It's about quality of life. And there is a study that when they polled Americans, 80% of Americans say they would like to die at home someday, but only 20% do. So we have a lot of work to do to help the American public become educated about what does their local hospice do during this time period in their life.
I think you've just given a great answer to what is palliative care. So I think I may know the answer to this, but do you prefer to be in a supervisory position, or do you prefer to work in the field with patients?
I like all of it. With 20 years experience in hospice, I certainly have been at the bedside for years. I've been on call at night. I've done the role of the intake nurse. I've worked as the nurse's aide at the bedside. And now as the supervisor, I'll still see patients. But at the supervisor, I feel like I have the chance now to lead, to envision new programs, to help create this team in Haven Hospice at JFK with the next steps of what hospice is going to do, to teach. It gives me a platform to do even more for the community. So I like both roles very much.
Even though I think that you probably have answered this next question quite a bit already, I'm going to ask it anyway. What is special about Haven Hospice and the team that you have gathered here today?
I know that anyone would say that they're in love with their team and have the best team, but I think I do. I come to work every day with the most highly educated men and women who are passionate about the goal of our community and what they need during their hospice time period, and I feel lucky. You know, they say surround yourself with people that are smarter and better than you, and I do think as a leader I've done that. So the team that I work with and have the privilege to work with is the best team that anybody could be on.
Now, Pam, let's talk about you for just a minute here. Tell me a little bit about your education and your achievements, and I hear that you're continuing with your education.
That I am. So I started in nursing school at 18, and it was a diploma RN school, and then through the years just slowly continued. My mentors, Jean Withers and Pam Bonning, constantly were encouraging me to go back to school, so I slowly achieved my bachelor's degree in my 30s, and this past summer I achieved my master's in nursing administration, and currently I just started my PhD in nursing at Kane University. I think that education is key to helping hospice and nursing continue to have a voice and a platform as we go forward.
So I want to thank you, Pamela. Pamela Christy, the director of Haven Hospice here at JFK Medical Center in Edison. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for your team here. They are very highly regarded, and the entire program is very highly regarded, as we heard. So all I can say is keep up the good work. Congratulations in the honor of Women in Business. And it was a pleasure to meet all of you today. You do great work. Thank you. So I'm Chris McCoy from Magic 98.3 for our Women in Business.